Alrighty, welcome back to another video. Today we're going to be going over market structure and trends. So before we get into that, just a little review. We'll go into the charts here. We went over highs and lows in the previous video. So what is a high? It's when you have an up candle, then a down candle, and whichever wick at the top of the higher wick will determine the high. So we have an up candle, a down candle. The high will be right up here with this wick. And then again, another high, up candle, down candle, out of the two, which has a longer wick at the top right here. So this point will be the high. And then what is a low? It's a down candle, then an up candle. It's not a down, 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 right? Because it's still going down until it bottoms out and goes back up. So we have a down candle, then an up candle. What is the longer wick out of the two? This one right here. So we have a low. So pretty simple. If you haven't already, pause the video, find 5 highs and 5 lows, and then we'll get back to it. So today we're going to go over market structure, right? How the market moves. And so there's really only 3 ways that it moves, either up, down, or just compressing to the side, right? Sideways. So we call it an uptrend when it's going up, right? As you can see here, it's clearly going up. We're on the 1-minute chart. Again, each candle represent 1 minute of price action, right? So we're going up, and then you can see we're going down, and then right here it's a little choppy, we're going sideways. So the market moves literally in 3 different ways. That's it. It's really simple. Of course, we'll break it down more. So in an uptrend, this consists of higher highs and higher lows. Here, higher high, higher low. So you can see right here, we have a high right here, then we have a low. Then we have a higher high and a higher low. This low is higher, or sorry, this low is higher than this low. This high is higher than this high, right? So again, higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low. What happens when this fails to move and make a higher high and a lower low? Then we're not in an uptrend anymore, right? We broke structure to the downside. So it continues to go up and make a higher high and a higher low each time until eventually it tops out on the ceiling, and then we get a break of structure and go down. And then does it mean that we're going to keep going down? Not necessarily. A lot of the times the market will just start going sideways like this, right? It'll start going to the side. And there isn't really a common trend here, right? We're just compressing, we're consolidating. That's when buyers and sellers are basically competing to gain control of the market. So obviously in an uptrend here, buyers are in control. So another thing to note too is anytime we have these long legs up and then the small movement down, this is a retracement or a pullback, right? The market, we're filling orders here to be able to push back higher. So anytime we see the higher high, right? Sometimes we see a retracement here, a pullback to just build momentum, right? Orders are being filled. People are placing their stop losses down here, right? And then the market movers know, okay, hey, there's orders to be filled down here, right? So it comes down and then it pushes back up, right? And as soon as this stops going up, right, we're starting to consolidate, move to the side until we finally get a break, and then now we're going down to the downtrend, right? It'll be lower highs and lower lows. So we have a high right here, and then what do you notice? A lower low than this low, and a lower high than this one. So if we get rid of all this stuff, let's just erase all this. We can show a downtrend now. So again, we're consolidating, right? Moving to the side, not really sure where to go. You really don't want to trade when the market is moving like this. It's too risky and you won't be able to make much. If anything, you'll be losing a lot. So as soon as we get, right, this is a high right here, and we have a low. As soon as we have a lower high and a lower low, then we're in a downtrend. And if it keeps going, right, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low, right? So here's a high. It is lower than this high, right? This low right here, we have a lower low than this one, so another low. This low is lower than this one. And then we have a lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low. As soon as this breaks up above it and creates a higher high than the previous high, then we're not in a downtrend anymore, right? It broke structure, right? And then there's a lower high, right? So it breaks that trend. So again, the market moves in three different ways: up, down, or to the side. So let's look at it on the charts now, right? Here's a good example from today. This was today, actually, was it? Yeah, Monday the 17th. So we can see right here when market opens at 9:30, we start going up. We have a low right here, and then we have a high. Whoops. Let's take this off. We have a high right here, and then we have a low. Boom. Look at this. Higher high, higher low. Higher high, higher low. It keeps going. Higher high, higher low. Right? And then when does it break? See, it keeps going. So higher high, higher low. Higher high, higher low. Higher high. And then when does it go to a low? We can see it right here. We'll just say it right there. Boom. And then as soon as we fail to make a higher high and we have a lower low right here, we're now out of that uptrend, right? The market decides, okay, we're going to start consolidating. But if anything, right here, it starts pulling back and we have a downtrend. So we have our new high right here and our new low right here. And so now we have a lower high, and I can't tell if that's a black candle. Yeah, it's a down candle. So all the way down here, lower low, lower high, lower low, right? Up candle, down candle, that's a high. Down candle, up candle, that's a low. So you can see we're now in a downtrend. And then here's another perfect example, right? We made a lower high right here compared to this one, but what happens here, right? When we get a low, I guess it's still in there, but yeah, never mind. We get another low. So this is a high, up candle, down candle, and then what happens? Look at this low right here. Do we push past and make a lower low? We do not. Down candle, then an up candle. We created a higher low. So now we're not really in a downtrend anymore. And you can see right here that the market starts consolidating, right? It's moving sideways. We're not really in a trend. So this is the worst thing to trade in personally. A lot of people like to do this. They'll do like 1 minute scalping, but like I like making money off of these long moves up or down, right? I don't really want to make money in this garbage right here. This is nothing to me, right? I like these long legs up or down. This is the 1 minute chart, but this can be found anywhere. So on the 5 minute, same thing, right? We have the market open. Look what happens. It shoots up, right? We have a low right here. Then we have a high right here. And then what happens? Lower high, or sorry, higher low, higher high. Then of course it goes down. We get a little bit of a fake out here, right? A lower low. But what happens to this? Shoots way back up. Higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, right? So you can see this play out in pretty much any time frame. This happens on every time frame, up, down, or sideways, right? So we look here, we have a higher high right here, higher low, and then what happens? We have a lower low. So we could really see, a break here, but technically it doesn't break. It just creates a lower low instead of a lower high. And we see right here that it doesn't necessarily break that structure because we just created another higher high. But then you start seeing it pull back here, and then we go into like this range. So that's really it. Like it's pretty much on every time frame. So what I want you to do is pick a time frame. It doesn't matter which one. I would, 1 minute. Why not? Pick the 1 minute. and identify where you see these trends up, down, sideways. We'll go more into detail too about uh, these uptrends, break of structure, these ranges and whatnot in the next video. But for now, go ahead and find 5 uptrends, 5 downtrends, and then 5 instances of a range, right? Or consolidation where it's failing to make a higher high or higher low or a lower low and a lower high, right? For a downtrend or an uptrend, whatever it may be. So 5 examples, go ahead and do that. All right. See you.